Hello, everybody. This is Hybrid.
And this is White Sheep. Welcome back. We've definitely got to introduce all the new permanent members of the discussion. We're no longer doing the whole random system that we used to. So go ahead, everybody, introduce yourselves.
Don't be shy.
Okay, let's.
Okay, I'm Nick. Hey guys. Yeah.
And then.
Hi, my name is Oscar, and fun being a part of the permanent cast members on this discussion.
Until you die. It's going to say this on your tombstone.
Oh no.
We've locked you up like long-term Marvel contracts.
Shit. Hybrid is gonna own my ass.
Yes.
I already
Dan.
do.
Last but not least,
There's still two more people.
two more people.
Yeah.
So
Me and somebody else. Yeah.
all right. So Antoine.
Yeah. Hey, EarthEagleGT. Yeah.
Yes. I apologize.
Or not.
I'm just gonna start using a different name for you. And then now, officially, last but not least.
Hey everybody, I'm Zach, aka the Brickbender, or just Brickbender 101, whichever one. There's a bunch of names.
Really cool videos on YouTube. So yeah, Josh, take it away with the topic.
Okay, so basically our topic, in case you can't read the title, is basically who's gonna be the kind of like who is the face of the Marvel Cinematic Universe now? Is it Iron Man or is it Captain America? And this is a pretty big debated one between fans because, basically it can go both ways, really. Like my personal opinion, before we get to everybody else's, basically I think Iron Man used to be kind of the poster boy of the MCU, but definitely now, if not like ever, I think Captain America is, and he will be for the future of the MCU. If not, because it looks like after Steve Rogers is done, they're going to continue on with Bucky being Cap. But also, I say that because when you look at what's actually affected this universe, besides the first Iron Man movie, it's really been Captain America. He seems to be like their kind of guiding force, so to speak, throughout the MCU. So
Yeah,
I definitely think he's the main person of the MCU, so to speak, if we had to choose one.
If I could interject real quick. A lot of people typically actually point to the Captain America movies as like the halfway points before like the official lead-ins before like the Avengers. So like the first Captain America, the first Avengers was like, Avengers 0.5 because it led into, the first Avenger movie so well. And this one, I guess a lot of people consider to be, or Captain America, the Winter Soldier, I mean, a lot of people consider to be, I guess, sort of the direct lead-in for Avengers 2. And if you watch it, you'll see why. It definitely is going to have an impact there. But yeah, so I think I agree with you. I think Iron Man was originally just because of the success and how Robert Downey Jr. carried that role. But I can definitely see with everything that happened in Iron Man 3 and the fact that Downey's contract is up pretty soon, I think it should be Captain America because I think that's how it is a lot of the time in the comics. But I'm going to bring up Civil War later because I really want that to happen.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Well, I want to do I think the proper term would be an analogy, but a Batman analogy because I guess, we need to do Batman something every time we do this to please the Batman fans out there, which I'm pretty sure they're close by, as always. But anyways, to me, Iron Man is to Dick Grayson, but Captain America is to Tim Drake. Like, everyone's going to go to Iron Man because he was, like, the first. But you talk about the person that actually deserves it and actually, like, is the best, I say Captain America.
That's not the analogy I thought you were going to use. I thought you were going to do, like, Batman and Superman. Who's the leader?
That's what I thought you were going to do.
No, because we all know it's...
Yeah, that was weird.
That wouldn't be bad. This is Batman's 75th anniversary, not Batman and Superman's. Because we know Superman doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
Superman was last year.
Yeah.
Superman doesn't exist in WB. It's Man of Steel.
Superman needs to stop being greedy. Stop hogging the spotlight.
There is no hope for WB.
Don't talk
Next
shit
snap.
about Superman. He'll snap your neck.
I don't know. Now we're talking shit about DC now. It's supposed to be a Marvel discussion.
All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and get some of your guys' opinions on this. Let's start off with Antoine. Antoine, go ahead.
I still feel like it's Tony Stark Iron Man. I feel if he wasn't the poster boy, why would they spend all that money on like kind of redoing his contract for those 2 films he could do? Like everyone still sees like I feel like if Robert Downey Jr. was in any movie, if he was in Guardians of the Galaxy, that would automatically like raise whatever money they would already get. I feel like Chris Hemsworth doesn't have that completely yet under his belt just because he has one. Well, he has two great films, but just because he has one more financially successful film, I don't feel like he is yet the poster boy. I feel like making this film, they kind of want to hand him the torch, but I don't think completely he's the main poster boy. Yeah, I feel like Iron Man is still that guy.
I agree with that. I think Robert Downey definitely, and it's Iron Man is really his comeback story, his success. So definitely for sure he is a high caliber actor. So now let's move on to Oscar. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna say Captain America, because if you've seen Captain America: The Winter Soldier and actually go back and watch all of Phase 1 up till Captain America: Winter Soldier, then you see that the way the Marvel Universe is shaped is because all of the events that happened in the first Avengers. The entire Marvel Universe is shaped after Captain America. Without Captain America, we wouldn't have a Hulk, we wouldn't have an Abomination, because the military wanted to create their sort of super soldiers. So in that turn, they accidentally created the Hulk and Abomination. Tony Stark also has a little something to do with Captain America, since his dad was involved with the project Rebirth. And as Tony said, my dad never shut up about Captain America. He always talked about Captain America. And I don't know, can I do some spoilers for Winter Soldier? Do you think everybody has seen the movie by now?
Because everybody here's seen it.
Oh.
That's what really matters.
Has everyone here seen it?
No,
no.
Okay.
it's
No
fine.
spoilers.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
There is a scene in Captain America: Winter Soldier where they even tie it in even more with something that happened in First Avenger that eventually happens to Howard Stark. And yeah.
How they actually they were responsible for his death.
Yeah,
I guess
everything is around Captain America. Everything is built around Captain America in some kind of way.
Definitely, and I think as we've seen in the comics, he's supposed to be the leader. I think Iron Man I think has had a resurgence in popularity since the movie came out. But really, when you talk about Iron Man, it's really interesting that he's had so much success in the movies, because he really is pre the launch of the movie. He wasn't really an A-list character for Marvel.
No.
Yeah, I think that's debatable, but I think he wasn't like a Captain America level, a Batman, Superman level character. But anyways, Josh, anything to add at this point?
Well, yeah, speaking on their leader, like who's like the leader of the Avengers, so to speak, between the two, I'd say I see it as more like when we actually like they're in a conflict with somebody, like on the front lines, behind the scenes. Obviously, Captain America, but I think just because of Iron Man's charisma and like because of the fact of Tony Stark, he publicly funds the Avengers, stuff like that. I think people see him as a leader, in that sense. Just I like
Agreed.
If he's a much more public leader versus Captain America, who's the intimate leader. Like Captain America is going to be the one who leads you in the battlefield, tells you what to do, like strategy and all that. Captain America is going to be the one at the press conferences to be like introducing everybody and all that good stuff.
Yeah, Tony Stark is the public face of the Avengers.
Yeah,
right, let's move on to some people we haven't heard yet. How about Zach? Let's go with Zach.
I would probably go with Captain America because, well, like some of you guys said, he is mostly the kind of definitive leader of the Avengers, whereas Tony is the more so financier and public face of the Avengers. But I think Cap has more experience with it. I mean, he's been through World War II. Has experience leading the Avengers and a couple other superhero teams, as I might add. And honestly, I think he'd probably be the next again, a wrong word. I think he would probably be better for leading the Avengers and Iron Man at least.
Yeah.
So
And-
back to the movies. Wait, have you heard from everybody though?
Nick is one person we haven't heard yet. Nick, I'm interested in hearing your opinion.
Okay, well, like because this is in terms of movies, right? Like, who's the main?
Yeah, like
Because
who
I
do you
still
think
see it
is
as like Iron
worthwhile?
Man. I still see as like the main draw. Like, you put Iron Man,
Let's say
put
why.
Iron Man 4 out. Like, I mean, it's $1 billion movie there. I mean, you're gonna at least. I mean,
Well, I think
you
a lot
know.
of it's anticipation and hype too for like
Yeah, a lot
Iron
of
Man
people
now.
just love seeing Robert Downey Jr. play that character. I
Well,
think.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah, personally, I like Captain America more. I just think that Robert Downey Jr. just has the more charisma, the box office draw, and all that kind of stuff. But you know,
Yeah, I
it
think
could
like
definitely be Cap going on though. Like in the future, it could definitely be Captain America.
so.
That's interesting,
CJ,
'cause-
you go ahead,
Go ahead.
CJ.
No,
All right, I
I
was
was
gonna say
it's
you want to talk about Civil War. If they were to make a Civil War movie, whose side would you be on?
I've always been pretty much. It's interesting because when Civil War came out, I was on the pro registration side. But as I've gotten older, I kind of definitely agree more with Captain America, and I'm more for anti-registration. I don't know. That might just be it might just be me. I know it's kind of funny just the way they portray it in the comics. It's not like a true neutral. Like you should feel like they definitely make the anti-registration side look like very noble as opposed to the pro side. So I think it's a little bit loaded. But what I was going to say is, and I just want to address this briefly. It's very interesting, like going back to what Nick was saying, that even though Downey's contract is up very soon, and it looks like they're trying to transition into Captain America being the leader of.
Hello? Where did everybody go?
I don't know.
What happened?
Yes.
Wait.
What did just happen?
It's like something just went blank.
Yeah, like I
Wait.
can't. Oh,
Shh.
Am I here?
yes.
Good. Okay, I think my mic has issues, but where did I leave off?
I don't know. Josh isn't
Civil
here and
War.
Nick isn't here, so.
Civil War, Captain America, I think.
Since the Civil War. Oh yeah, but basically, I mean, I don't know. Jesus, I kind of want to. I don't know where to retake that from.
You were saying how Downey's contract's up and like how
Yep.
people would go like.
No,
you
it's
know.
interesting because they seem to be setting it up for Captain America to take over the popularity once Downey's contract is up, but Chris Evans' contract ends at the same time. So it'd be Bucky, this character that they haven't set up quite as much as Chris Evans yet. So I mean, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I'm not quite sure how they're going to handle all that, but so Civil War. Let's get back to that. Which side are you guys on? Because this is, famously the Captain America versus Iron Man story. I mean, it's got a much bigger scale than that, but at its basis, that's what it is. So whose side were you on for that? That's Jesus. That's almost, 5 to 6 years. Josh. Well, Rick, actually, Oscar, you were saying something, so.
All right.
Awesome.
I'm on the Anti-Registration Act.
Yep.
I don't support the Registration Act at all. I think it's it goes against the basic human right to do whatever you want without even sort of having to consult a higher power.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. See, that's the thing. Is like I was saying, the pro registration side was really not necessarily like dehumanized, but they made it very much so that you kind of were very sympathetic to Cap, in my mind. But I don't know if Josh is, because he said he had to kick his dog out. But so let's just go Antoine or EarthEagleGT. I'm sorry, I'm getting it.
I don't know. When I read the story, I was kind of neutral on it, but I think the main point that I really enjoyed was when Spider-Man Peter Parker came out and showed his identity. Like I guess it depends the view you see it, because I felt like some heroes wanted the recognition and some didn't. Some just wanted to stop feeling the hate and stuff. So I guess I don't know. I'm more neutral, and I don't really feel anything about it.
I hear that. Zach?
Originally, when I read it, I was on Spider-Man's side. I mean, I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and originally I was on his side, but I did feel for Cap and what they were going through. But when Peter ended up leaving and getting in sort of a confrontation with Iron Man, I guess I kind of shifted over to Cap's side. I mean, I was a little indifferent onto what side I was on. I mean, I'm more so with any side Spider-Man's on, I'm with him. I mean, that's just how I am.
I hear that. And Nick, what were you on? Which side were you on for that?
Anti, definitely, with Captain America. Yeah. I just feel like the registering and all that, it's just a lot of that whole like Big Brother aspect, you know, like the government controlling every aspect of like life and all that kind of stuff. But what was I gonna yeah, it's just like because DC did this type of thing with Identity Crisis, where like, you know, they had like this whole thing about like them finding out their secret identities and stuff, and like how it like affects their families that could be in danger and stuff like that too. I mean, it's like you paint a target on everyone that you care about pretty much too.
Yeah.
So
I agree. That's a big part of you know, why Spider-Man always has kept his identity secret, is because he doesn't want to put anyone that he knows in danger. He's probably one of the ones that I see mentioned the most in terms of that. But I definitely think a lot of you referenced the moment like Spider-Man revealed his identity, because that was a huge turning point, I think, in that story.
That was pretty big.
Oh yeah, no, for that character's history and for the purpose of the story. Is Josh here?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought because I saw you went to kick
I
your
came
dog
back.
out. I didn't know.
Yeah. Sawyer walked in, so I had to take him out. But he decided to play like tag or
All
something.
right, Josh. What side were you on?
For Civil War?
Yeah.
Captain America, because Iron Man's an asshole. And by that I mean, like, but no, by that I mean like the people should have the right to, you know, their privacy. You know, especially if they're a superhero, they shouldn't have to register themselves, especially to a government, like Shield basically is a government. They shouldn't have to register themselves to Shield, because, you know, that's just pretty much asking for trouble. If you catalog all the heroes' identities, someone hacks into the catalog, they have everybody's identity. You can blackmail the heroes, you can kill everybody, like all their loved ones. It's just asking for trouble.
Yeah. And also it's sort of this kind of thing where the government decides who the bad guys are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it should be that way. Because pretty much it's like, let's say government is, let's say it was like a Hitler government, you know, like they had a certain, you know, ethnicity or racial classification that they were totally against. Like, let's say instead of Jews, it was Asians, you know, like, let's say if you're a superhero and you're like kind of Asian, or you have yellow on your costume, like enough yellow on your costume, and government's going to be like, I don't like that guy. There you go.
Yeah. And they sort of touched on that in Winter Soldier, where, I mean, especially, I mean, I felt like Winter Soldier was very timely in terms of the NSA crisis and how, you know, the government exploiting our personal information and stuff like that is a bad thing. But they touched on, you know, how somebody might use information like that to potentially determine whether we're threats or not. And it's sort of like, I think that definitely, it set the stage for maybe, you know, Civil War, in terms of the fact that, and just in terms of, you know, privacy and the right to privacy and keeping all your information, you know, to yourself and separate. But it also sort of, you know, was a big thing with, we saw Captain America there very against, you know, the government saying that this guy's an enemy just because he could be a threat. And I think that's... Yeah.
There's even a line of dialogue where he says, holding a gun, you hold a gun to everyone in the world and call it protection. Like, that's...
Yeah. Like... I did like that line. That...
Wait, are we still talking about Iron Man or Captain America for the MCU thing?
We were talking about Civil War a little bit. Or not Civil War, we were talking about Winter Soldier, and this grew out of the whole Civil War discussion. Yeah. So we're not...
Keep going. That's one of the things I like about the discussion we just discussed.
Exactly, it flows.
Yeah. I like how in the Ultimates they made fun of like the whole Civil War thing. Like how it was the opposite, how like Iron Man would have been anti-registration and Cap's like, no, we should all register. And then they're like, yeah, but that would be silly anyways.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So Captain America is awesome because he's America and fuck yeah. Sorry if you're not American. Sucks for you guys.
F-16s.
Yeah, bald eagles everywhere.
EarthEagles everywhere.
Oh. Iron Man, though, you know, that Tony Stark guy. I heard his stash is fake. So.
That's, like I said, you shut your whore mouth. I mean, you're talking about Stark.
You got mustache surgery.
Hey yo, nigga, let's get it.
Get some mustache implants.
And
they took black silicone and they put it on his face.
That's just mean. Why do you say these things?
What a twist!
I like Captain America better.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I had another place that I wanted to go with this discussion. Jeez. Josh, just say something and keep the people interested.
Okay, so Captain America and Iron Man. All right, so another direction we could take this discussion. So CJ could be happy until I shut my whore mouth yet again. Basically, if for like Avengers movies, stuff like that, do you think he's gonna play a role in Bucky becoming the new Cap? You know, because a big rumor going around is that in Captain America 3, you know, Thanos, he'll do like the infamous thing where he shatters Captain America's shield, but the person that's gonna die is gonna be Steve Rogers, and you know Bucky is gonna take over from there. So like, do you think Iron Man is gonna play a part in that? Because he kind of played a part in Bucky somewhat becoming Cap at the end of Civil War, if I remember that correctly. He kind of like Bucky wasn't sure of it, and you know Iron Man was kind of like, you know, Steve would want you to do this kind of thing, and you know he kind of talked him up to it.
Bucky wanted to kill Iron Man too at one point.
Yeah.
Well, everyone wanted to kill Iron Man at one point. Like, let's be honest here.
The dude wanted to go after whole Shield, the entire
Captain America. Captain America almost did kill Iron Man there, and you know, I don't know. He might. I can see him doing that. I mean, the question's still out as to whether Iron Man is going to get another movie before Avengers 3.
I doubt it.
I know
I doubt it.
All of you have seen that the survey at this point, I'm sure. But I mean, seeing is pretty much they've announced all the movies they're going to announce until the next movie comes out.
Like San Diego Comic-Con this year, they might do something.
I really hope he does though. Like that would be really nice considering. I mean, just considering like it was brought up. I think Oscar brought it up. Just how connected everything is in the MCU. Like how much everything is sort of meshed together. Yeah, connected to Captain America. Yeah. So I think that would be a really nice touch.
Yeah, but it sort of is. You gotta take a step back and sort of look on everything. For those of you who have seen Captain America: The Winter Soldier, if you see the movie, it will answer many questions that you might have had under Phase 1.
Yeah. My thing though with Iron Man 4. Yeah, my thing with Captain Iron Man 4. I wouldn't say Captain America Iron Man 4, but no. My thing with Iron Man 4 is I think it's gonna be Rhodey as Iron Man because I don't really see them. Like I think they'd have a better chance getting away with Robert Downey Jr. doing like a small cameo without it like infringing on his contractual like appearances versus like giving him his own movie again. Because just the name Iron Man itself will sell a lot of tickets.
Yeah.
So I don't think they have to have Tony Stark as Iron Man anymore. Like obviously that would be a big money booster to do that, but I just don't think that at this point in the game, Marvel it sounds like they already have like their plan like planned out, and it would kind of feel like they'd have to change it a bit. Give Robert Downey Jr. one more movie as Iron Man, and also it kind of goes against the ending of Iron Man 3 where it was a really big wrap up for his own personal journey as Iron Man.
But I mean, okay, look, no, that's not it. That was just a safe play just in case of his contract. They're gonna have to have him back.
My whore mouth was whoring a little bit.
Yes, it was. You shut that before it does anymore. But I mean, to me personally, what I hope is because I'm sure Tony will be Iron Man through Avengers 3. I don't know about an Iron Man 4. But what I really hope is that eventually he'll, I'm hoping for him, becoming director of S.H.I.E.L.D. eventually. And that can just be a cameo role where he comes in, says some funny one-liners, sort of like Samuel L. Jackson had in the MCU. And that's about it. I can totally see him doing that.
You better lose an eye.
Maybe. We'll see.
I don't want I don't want Iron Man to become director of Shield.
Yeah.
Just because I want Kobe Smulders to become director of Shield.
Yeah, I wouldn't see why.
It didn't end well last time Maria Hill became director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
But this is different because Kobe Smulders.
But she doesn't. She doesn't even act anywhere near her comic counterpart.
Kobe Smulders.
Yeah.
No, thank God that she doesn't.
I kind of hope they expand her role a little bit. I hear she's coming to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I really hope they expand her character, because right now she's basically just been another S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. But
well, my thing is that she works for Stark now.
Yeah.
And technically she works for... Oh, shit, my bad. Spoiler alert. Basically, stuff happens, and yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how they play it, actually, when I think about it. S.H.I.E.L.D., maybe Tony Stark won't be director of S.H.I.E.L.D. because there won't really be a S.H.I.E.L.D. to be director of. But, yeah, there's a lot of rumors going around that S.H.I.E.L.D.'s going to be reconstructed as S.W.O.R.D., which makes a lot of sense because a lot of space stuff's about to start happening soon with MCU. S.W.O.R.D. deals with the space stuff and the UFOs and aliens, and also Joss Whedon is the creator of S.W.O.R.D. For Marvel Comics. And also, Joss Whedon co-created Abigail Brand, who runs S.W.O.R.D., who everyone thinks that Abigail Brand is who Sky is going to be revealed as later on, because Abigail Brand is actually part alien, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, they did that in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, I think.
I think that'd be weird, because I feel like they just made this new show called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Are they going to rename it Agents of S.W.O.R.D.?
No, I don't think they're going to rename the show, but I think, like, the big organization-wise, it's going to, like, if they turn it into S.W.O.R.D., that, makes sense. Except for I'm going to be like, what's up the acronyms? Like, you're going from being all defensive with S.H.I.E.L.D. to, like, offensive with S.W.O.R.D.
Agents of Hydra.
But I was hoping they would reveal that, S.H.I.E.L.D., like, the reason why the acronym spells S.H.I.E.L.D. is because it's supposed to be, like, a nod to Captain America, because of him with the S.H.I.E.L.D. We never did that.
But I think Coulson and his team, together with maybe Maria Hill and Nick Fury, will rebuild S.H.I.E.L.D. in some way.
That's what I think.
Yeah, and then S.W.O.R.D. will be a subdivision spawned out of that new S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's true, because Hammer is in the MCU.
Yeah.
Technically, but it's a subdivision of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So I actually really like how they did the how they've done S.H.I.E.L.D. so far. And I like how they explain why it has such a big presence, like, over time now than it did before.
Yeah.
In the MCU. But, yeah, Captain America, though, definitely he is the poster boy right now for the MCU. I'm pretty sure if you were to ask, like, a fan, like, let's say you ask a fan, general audience member, and a kid. Because that kind of goes all across, and a critic, how about that? No, not a critic. Kill the critic. Kind of goes all across the spectrums here. If you ask the fan who's the poster boy, I'd say you'd probably say Captain America right now. If you ask a general audience member, I think it could go both ways, but due to the release of The Winter Soldier, he'd probably say Captain America because it'd be more fresh in his mind.
Yeah.
And if you were to ask the kid, I think the kid would probably say Iron Man just due to toys. Because I know Iron Man had a crap ton of toys. I'm not sure about Captain America's toys, but I know Iron Man definitely, in the toy department, they killed that with like 1,001 different suits you can buy, and it was intense. I remember that.
There's a crap ton of those.
I remember going to Toys R Us for Christmas to buy, little kid toys, not for myself, but as gifts, and maybe a little bit for myself.
Sure.
But but I remember seeing like this whole like part of it donated to, or not donated, but designated to Iron Man toys. So,
of course it is.
I'm pretty sure they still have Iron Man toys there, still waiting to be sold, because they had a ton of different Iron Man suits. Same thing with Walmart and all that.
Yeah,
so.
It's sort of like Go ahead.
No, you first.
I was gonna say it's sort of like the Batman factor, where because he's got his underwater suit and his lava resistant suit and every other his shark repellent suit, everything is you're never gonna be able to collect all of them, and that's what I was gonna say. So go ahead, man.
Yeah. I was going to say basically the same thing, that there are so many variations of the Iron Man armor. There's no limit to what really kind of armor and what situation Iron Man will feel. So the possibility for a child's imagination to play with a certain Iron Man toy in a certain situation is endless.
Very true.
Yeah.
Who's tapping?
That's Josh.
Wait, what's Josh?
The tapping.
Oh, sorry. I was sending you a text message. Oops.
Damn it, Josh. Damn your social life.
You can text the
sorry.
girl later.
Or the guy. We don't judge.
I do.
Actually, hilariously enough,
I know.
it's hilariously enough, it's actually me and CJ. Well, not mine, but it's actually CJ's parental figure.
Wait, what?
He's texting your
I'm
mom.
hooking them up
CJ.
with free tickets.
Are you
see
trying to make
Captain
a Yo
America.
Mama joke, Josh?
No, I'm texting your mom and Mike about free Captain America tickets
All right.
because they want to see Captain America tomorrow, and I was like, okay, I'll give you free tickets.
I completely forgot to ask if they had seen it already, but I kind of figured they hadn't. So, ugh. All right.
No, they've
Damn.
been sitting on it.
I was gonna say this. I feel like this wrapped up kind of nicely. I mean, we can talk some more if you want, but I think we can all agree like probably at the present it's still Iron Man, but in the near future it will become Captain America.
Or somebody else further on.
Further on. But like I said, that'll be interesting to see just exactly how they do, all of that once Chris Evans' contract is up.
I believe in the future, the poster boy of Marvel Cinematic Universe will be Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
No, not again. No,
Yeah.
not again.
Once again.
But
Yeah,
this time they will make Howard the Duck awesome.
Oh, okay.
There's so much.
Then we can have armor.
Oh my god. I want to see.
Spider-Ham?
Well,
wait, that's
actually, real
Sony.
quick,
Sony's got him.
I'm gonna pose a future question. Looking at the potential movies, all the potential movies that we're seeing for Phase 3 and beyond, like Doctor Strange, Black Panther, potentially, a Planet Hulk movie. What movie are you what movie and what Marvel character are you most interested in seeing? I'll let you guys go first, and I'll tell you mine. So let's start out with
okay,
Nick.
I'll go. For sure, I want to see Bucky develop more. Like, I want to see a Winter Soldier solo movie before he becomes Cap, like just him. Because I'm such a fan of that character and that story arc that he goes through. So just being a fan of the comics, I like to see that in film.
Absolutely,
That's cool.
All right,
I want to see another Planet Hulk movie.
That's what I'd like.
I think that's
like
really
them
all
all.
they can
Yeah,
do.
because he needs a movie, but he needs a movie now.
Well, my
I
thing
really
with the
love
Hulk.
Ruffalo's character. So
Well, my thing with the Hulk though is they kind of would have to do a Planet Hulk movie nowadays for another Hulk movie because besides the indestructible Hulk plot, where he's working with Shield and stuff, you can't really do that anymore after Captain America 3 or Captain America 2. So unless you want to do another repetitive, he's on a manhunt from the government, which wouldn't make sense really anymore because of where the character is. It's yeah, you can't really go anywhere else besides, hey, let's adapt Planet Hulk or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Maybe after
maybe
Avengers 3.
that's what I'm saying. Maybe in Avengers 3, he'll get launched into space and just end up
Or
crashing
maybe
somewhere.
they'll
He'll
do
be
something
teleported.
where they all attack Thanos at once, and Thanos with the space gem teleports him to Sakaar.
Oh, that would be
Isn't
perfect.
Abomination still alive in the universe or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's,
he's
like,
in
locked up in the
cryo
fridge, yeah.
freeze.
Yeah.
He's in
He's in the
Alaska.
fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
He's
I
with
want
Sarah
him to
Palin.
come out. I want him to kill Ward and
Yeah.
Garrett.
Yeah.
Do you think
Just
they bring
kill
the same
that entire
actor for it?
show. I want him.
Heal Hydra.
No.
Hail Hydra.
Hey, Hydra!
Yeah, Hydra.
EarthEagleGT.
Oh my god, Hydra's invaded the comic.
Hydra's
Um,
everywhere now.
Hydra actually invaded the real world.
Yeah.
I think
We
I'm
finally
not.
did it.
I
First
think,
comic book cast now here.
God damn it.
Who do you want to see?
I think I'm most excited to see either Doctor Strange or Black Panther.
That's what I'd say. Doctor Strange is actually down low, one of my favorites.
Because
so.
I feel
Yeah.
whichever one that comes first or whenever they come, they're both going to be their own unique films that haven't been like anything else. Because they're both
I
two
love the,
strange characters with strange backstories and strange powers and stuff like that.
That's why he's
Are
called
you
Doctor
saying
Strange.
Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
No,
I'm,
but I
think
love his name drop.
Yeah, he was. I think I would be most interested in seeing Doctor Strange actually, because that's a universe we haven't really gone into more yet. I mean, we've sort of tapped the surface on the sort of magic stuff that happens in the Marvel MCU with Thor, but we haven't really gone in deep to the sort of mystical supernatural stuff.
And Scarlet Witch might help expand that as well, just because she's she looks like she's gonna have. Although it looks like it might not be magic, it might just be some form of genetic.
Yeah. After looking at it, I'm
sounds like
might not
she's
be.
gonna have telekinesis. Really, like it's gonna be like telekinesis with a little bit of probability manipulation dashed onto it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. It doesn't have to be magic up front. Maybe later down the line they'll be like, oh, it's actually magic, and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the comics it isn't really magic. It's just her mutant abilities, mimics some sort of magic. Her chaos powers.
And then, yeah,
And we'll see. I would definitely like to see the how Doctor Strange would expand upon that, because you're right, that is something that they haven't touched is magic based powers, and that's a pretty big part of because even in Thor they've downplayed the magic aspect. They're like, it's just science that you don't understand yet, and so it'd be interesting to see if they took that approach with Doctor Strange, if that's what they did, and he somehow got some knowledge.
There's so many possibilities you could do with Doctor Strange. I mean, Doctor Strange isn't just on Earth fighting bad guys. He's actually in other dimensions and other universes almost all the time.
Yeah. That movie thinking about that movie makes
this
me
is
excited.
the argument I made for Thor, and Marvel's response to that was Natalie Portman. So don't get your hopes too high.
Well, I hope Johnny Depp plays Doctor Strange, because I feel like he'd be, because he knows how to play those weird roles, and Doctor Strange is weird.
Or not.
Did you know Johnny Depp has never seen a movie he's been in?
What?
Really?
Yeah, he's apparently never sat down and watched a movie.
I remember that interview. Yeah, he says he won't watch a movie that he's in.
And so that explains so much of why he thinks his acting is a lot better than it is.
He is a good actor. Wait a second. Wait a second. CJ, come on.
Have you seen
He's
Lone Ranger?
okay.
Well, he was great in Lone Ranger, though. He was actually the only good part in Lone Ranger.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not hard to be better than
Army
Good
Hammer.
parts in Lone Ranger?
I mean,
No.
he's just Jack Sparrow with a different hat.
CJ, you better hail Hydra.
I do hail Hydra, and once we get to whom I want to see in the Marvel universe, we'll talk about that. But
it is your turn.
I think okay. I mean, Johnny Depp, he's not a bad actor. I just don't know if I want him as Doctor Strange. I feel like that would just open up to so much crap from viewers.
I want Bard.
Yeah. But I've heard, the guy from Hannibal, what's his name again? Mads Mikkelsen, that he might be involved with the Doctor Strange movie.
As Baron Mordo, maybe? Or
yeah, Baron Mordo. I would definitely see him as Baron Mordo.
I want CJ as Doctor Strange.
You want me as Doctor Strange?
Yes.
I've got the hair going right now. You can't see it, but I do.
If hashtag hybrid for Beta Ray Bill or Beta Ray Bill for hybrid, whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
If that can get a hashtag thing going on, then hashtag CJ.
I thought hybrid was hashtag ExoManowar.
He has two hashtags.
That's my comic book one, but for my movie portrayal, it's Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah, I made
Let's get that started. If anybody's still watching, hashtag CJ for Doctor Strange. Believe it or not,
you know who The Rock would be perfect for in the Marvel Universe? It would be Beta Ray Bill.
Actually,
he would be oh my god, he would be insane.
He's already jacked up. Like,
too bad he's gonna be Rockside.
Rockside. He's not.
Rockside.
Don't. All right,
that's like a random character.
Didn't they drop a hint to him in Thor: The Dark World?
Dark Side.
For
Beta Ray Bill. Oh.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. They had Corbinite soldiers around.
Oh yeah.
They didn't specifically be like
sort.
Beta Ray Bill.
But no.
They also dropped a reference to Planet Hulk.
True.
Yeah, they had Sicarians.
Back to the one character I want to see in a future Marvel movie. Well, technically, since Deadpool is Fox, and I really want a Deadpool movie, but I know that's not in the MCU. I want Bob, Agent of Hydra.
Yeah.
I feel like he would be fairly useless without Deadpool, but I'd love, especially with all the Hydra stuff going on. It's perfect.
Is it bad? I know who you're talking about too.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know. Everybody knows.
His image from the Marvel Wikia just came up in my mind. Him in that green and yellow suit.
I just want him to fuck shit up. Like he'll show up in the Avengers, like in Avengers 2, because apparently Hydra's gonna be in. Hail Hydra.
There is a rumor going on that Bob might have been the guy playing Galaga in Avengers.
That'd That'd be perfect.
Oh my god, they explain so much.
Yeah, exactly.
I want
better
that
do
to
that.
happen. Not you, Galaga guy.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. That's like the exact quote. He's like, my
switched to
name's
Hydra.
Bob. Hail Hydra.
Hi, my name is Bob. In Hydra.
They said they had full dental.
A character I want to see in the MCU, I kind of already mentioned it, but Beta Ray Bill, just because I love Beta Ray Bill.
I know
and
who's gonna play him.
The Rock.
Sarah
or
Jessica
me.
Parker.
Michael Cera.
Oh my.
I don't know. I think Michael Cera's a better
The
pick.
sad thing is that she could actually probably pull it off. If Gal Gadot, with her skinniness, if she can be considered a Wonder Woman, then I'm pretty sure Sarah Jessica Parker could be considered a Beta Ray Bill.
I think Gal Gadot could be Death in the MCU pretty easily.
Oh
Yeah,
my! I just
that's
realized
why
who
you got
Sarah
your
Jessica
first.
Parker is. You're mean. Oh my god.
And
Oh my god.
Courtesy of me watching
Inside
South Park for
note.
years.
side note, we're not saying, and I'm not even gonna comment on Sarah Jessica Parker because everybody should know that reference by now. If you've been alive for at least 10
So
years.
Oh my
But,
gosh.
If you were
But
born
for
after
Gal Gadot,
2000,
we're not making fun of her because she's super skinny, but we're making fun of her because she's super skinny and can't seem to put on any muscle for a character that should have a substantial amount of muscle on her arms for a woman.
it's like Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's like Neil deGrasse Tyson has said in the past. Super strength, if you have the power of super strength, you don't need to be ripped. I think my issue with Gal Gadot being Wonder Woman so far is the fact that she doesn't look like a warrior. So unless she's like a straight up princess, but we'll see. It's like I said, it's years off.
Wait, we're talking about Batman and Superman on.
He brought it up. I just thought I'd give my.
I did not bring it up. I did bring it up.
You brought it up. You
I
did.
did.
You've been
Why are
lying.
we talking
No,
about
brought it up.
that?
All right, all Batman versus Superman 2, all Batman versus Superman talk is postponed until the next discussion.
Somebody throw duct tape at me so I can shut my whore mouth.
No, it's
Yeah, shut your
postponed
whore mouth.
until
Go back to
2025.
Island.
No.
Go read
I
the
have
Bible,
Jesse
Josh.
jokes.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, all right, so I mentioned I work at the movies. I mentioned that like several times now, just in case people forget, because I got really annoyed by this one comment on my early Captain America review. It was like, "Oh, you haven't seen the movie?" I'm like, "I work at a movie theater, and we have like." All right, anyways, moving on, and I'm gonna actually video record me at the movies soon when we have the Spider-Man stuff up, because a few people said they wanted to see that, but yeah, so we're going to the movies, and Rio 2 has come out this weekend, if you didn't know. And Jesse Eisenberg voices, like, the main, like, guy bird in that movie. And I was listening to his voice, and I was like, this is the Lex Luthor. This is not Lex Luthor. And it's just because, like, his voice, it's just how high-pitched it is.
Josh,
Wait, we're still talking about
we'll
Superman.
talk
wait,
about that
Batman?
next week.
We're talking. When did we go to Batman and
Did
Superman?
any of you guys see Angry Joe's reaction to that?
Yeah, I love Angry Joe's reactions to things
That was
Superman.
that
Because
was
he goes so
hilarious.
over
I
the
never
top with
laughed
it. It's
so hard in
hilarious.
my life. That was.
I don't
that
know.
was
We'll see.
I think
I'll talk about it next week. You might be surprised with the stance that I take. All right.
You're going to
Anything
say
else?
you like it now, or you're going to give it a chance now. We all saw your
Shut
rant.
up.
Steve.
Shut
We all
up.
saw your rant.
Shut up. You don't know me. You don't know my life. But yeah, I will give it another chance. But I'll give you reasons next week. But
No,
yeah,
I'm gonna say
continued.
he's not gonna be Lex Luthor. I'm gonna call him Alexander Luthor,
He's so
but I'm
perfect
not
for the
calling him
role,
Lex
though.
Luthor because Lex is too badass of a name for Jesse Eisenberg to have.
That's about
how dare
next
he
week.
have like one less letter?
And I swear to God, he better be bald in this movie. If he has hair,
He will.
No, he won't
That's
be.
it.
He'll have hair.
That's it.
It'll be like smooth back, and then he'll lose it.
What is he? A greaser now? Is he a greaser?
He'll just-
He's like
It'll be
Sam
like a
Houston.
classic like slapstick comedy from like the 40s. He'll just pull his hair out slowly as Superman keeps thwarting his evil plots. He'll just pull chunks of his hair
He
out
just-
and just
he
eventually he'll
twiddles
go.
his thumbs.
No, please stop.
It'll be really
I know
funny.
how
What
it
if
will
The
happen.
Rock?
I know how he will get bold in this movie.
Probably cancer.
Superman will scalp him with his heat vision.
No, would it be
Snap
funny
his neck.
if The Rock, the role he's playing, the emotionally complex character, all that stuff. What if he's just like a body double for Lex Luthor, and they're gonna like CJ Jesse Eisenberg?
That would be
to The Rock's body?
extreme.
That'd
No.
be so funny.
Damn,
Alright.
the rock's
Okay.
neck is too dense. You can't break it.
We already know The Rock is going to be Static Shock. It's been official. You know.
Clearly.
Like-
All right.
Like
Guys.
Superman, like he could be the like Clark, like Henry Cavill could be the Man of Steel. Jesse Eisenberg could be like the Man in the Rock.
For real, this is harder to moderate than a presidential debate. Like straight up.
Yeah, we derailed into random DC.
I can't help it. It's just because they make it too easy. Like people were like, for April Fool's Day, why are both your April Fool's jokes DC? I was gonna do a Marvel movie one, but the fact is that no one's gonna believe it because Marvel's honest with their fans, and since DC can't, fully 100% confirm stuff with their fans, it makes it too easy to lie about stuff. Like El Mayam Bombay, or whatever his name is, he can say whatever he wants, and people will believe it half the time because, half the time it may be true, half the time it may not be true because DC they're not straightforward with their stuff.
Maybe if they were straightforward, they'd have more fans.
They still have a good chunk of fans. But all right, okay, let's just chill out. We'll talk about that next week. For now, like I didn't try to wrap this up earlier. I tried to summarize, but I'm just going to re-summarize. Captain America, the face of the future. Iron Man, probably going to get phased out a little bit as Downey's contract comes to a close, if he doesn't die, which he might. Anything else? Final thoughts, everybody, that doesn't have to do with DC.
He's going to join the Force, and he's going to be one with the Jedi, just like Samuel Jackson did.
Well, Disney owns Star Wars, so I don't see why not.
He's going to show up in Star Wars episodes. What the fuck? What am I doing here?
Star Wars episode.
What the hell is he doing here?
Pepper!
Oh, sorry, guys. Wrong movie.
Like Pepper's secretly like R2-D2 the whole time. Or no, that's like Jarvis. No, Jarvis is C-3PO.
And Robert Downey Jr. is R2-D2.
Oh my.
Insert Shyamalan joke here.
What a twist!
Confirmed. Here, R2-D2
Everybody was dead.
This was all just a dream.
Everyone went.
It was all a dream.
How Samuel Jackson got his eye back.
Oh.
The ultimate twist is the Sith is just an offspring of Hydra. That's it.
The Sith could be technically it's like the same plot. They were like kind of building up from underground.
Yeah, sort of, but there's.
Oh my gosh, mind blown! Hydra is the Sith.
Way to go, Josh!
God, Palpatine's a Hydra guy.
That makes so much sense.
Oh my gosh!
Palpatine's
Red Skull.
Yeah, because they had that rule of two. Cut off one head, two more shall take its place.
And
that makes so much sense.
Darth Maul, because Darth Maul had a dual blade sword. Oh my god!
I love how they set that up. They were like, two there shall be, the master and the apprentice, and then they're like, the master and the apprentice's secret apprentice, and his apprentice that is also secret. There end up being like
apprentice had an apprentice. When did they do this?
It's like Inception.
Yeah.
No, it was Starkiller.
When does Starkiller have an apprentice?
He didn't. I'm just okay. Where was the example that I had? No, it was like the whole
the master had an apprentice, and the apprentice.
Oh, and that's Star Wars Infinity.
That secret apprentice had a secret apprentice.
Yeah. It was. Hold on. There was an example.
An apprentice. He died. Wasn't he cloned or something?
Yeah, he was.
Shit.
Cloned.
No, Palpatine had like 7 different apprentices.
Yeah, but Palpatine was never going to allow his apprentice to take over because in the expanded universe, Palpatine cloned himself. Just because.
Oh yeah, he had a Force clone. Yeah.
I'm talking about Star Wars now.
All right, guys. I think we should wrap this up. We can talk about Star Wars afterwards, but
yeah, okay.
Signing off. This is the White Sheep and Hybrid. I'm gonna sign off for all of you. Signing off for Hybrid and for Oscar, Zach, Nick, and EarthEagleGT.
What's that?
I am the White Sheep, and we'll see you next time.
Later.